Oh, okay, we're recording. Oh, snap. All right. Um, Hello. I am Naz. This is Dad's Dialogues. You've been here for probably 16 other episodes, but now we have a face to the name. So this is weird. If you're still on audio only, if you want, go ahead and go to YouTube, Dad's Dialogues, because you can see me now. I mean, this is weird. I mean, peep the shirt. It's not a dad bod. It's a father figure. You feel me? Okay. Let me not stop acting up crazy because this is what y'all get when you get video. I've had got people, Abe Unit, specifically you, Nappy, you two, go to video. Let me see you, bro. Now I'm here and look. Now y'all got me acting a fool. Okay, let me just get back. Let me get into it. Welcome to Dad's Dialogue. This is episode 17. Today we'll be talking about introducing solids to your baby. Before that, before we get to the good stuff, we'll, as always, go into our recap of what we've been talking about. We'll do our Apple Podcast review, but today's going to be Spotify because I didn't even know people were leaving comments on Spotify. I don't even check those. Like, most people go on my Apple, like the Apple Podcast, so I was just going on Apple. But apparently, there's been like 4 or 5 comments on Spotify. So, guys, we have reviews. So that's pretty cool. And then we'll do a couple updates, and then we'll get into Nia's corner, and we'll be off to the show. So, we're gonna start off with the Spotify review. Now, this review, and if I'm looking down, it's because these are where my notes are. And so like it's my phone. In my phone, I just have my own note page. And so I'll look down a little bit, but like once I got it, like I look up, but I will be reading this comment because I didn't, I didn't memorize the entire comment. It was a very, very sweet comment from Galila Walde. She said, binge through 8 episodes while running errands in one day, which is insane. I don't think I can listen to myself like that, and that says how awesome this content is. So, thought to stop and comment. I follow multiple mama toddler pages, and then in parentheses, passionate about parenting and child development topics, lol, but never came across a dad one. So I was pumped to see this on IG. 5 words to describe it would be, if I 5 words to describe it would be relatable, coherent, down to earth, uplifting, and educational. Doing an amazing job. Keep up the great work. Have already recommended this to new parents. That feels great. It feels great. If you guys don't know your love languages, you should look them up because I'm a words of affirmation guy. This right here just fills up the soul. You feel me? Like, feels so good. I really do appreciate Galila Wilde. That is a very thoughtful comment. Ooh, was I ashy? I don't know. But anyways, I really do appreciate it. Well, now we have more content coming on video, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is, I really do appreciate it. That's an awesome comment. So now into quick updates. We're live now. That's been the update for the past like few weeks is like, okay, when are you going to do, I keep saying I'm going to do video, but now we're here. We're on video. If you're on Apple, if you're on Spotify, go to YouTube, I guess, and watch it there. Honestly, I don't mind if you do either, but now you kind of get to see me. Another, I guess, quick side note is this mic is the stand. I couldn't figure out how to get the stand here on this table. I'm in like a different space than normal. This is kind of like it was okay space to record, I guess. So now I'm holding the mic and I'm not trying to, you'll see me consciously like back up from the mic so I don't like yell in y'all's ears. So that's just a random off topic thing. But now in the future, we're going to continue talking through 4 to 6 months. I think actually this is the last 4 to 6 month episode. Then we'll get into when your baby gets a little bit older. So the 7 to 9 months is going to be so fun. But after that, we'll have a couple of guest appearances. So as everybody wanted, we're going to have the already fan favorite because I can see the numbers. I mean, the episode with my wife, Happy, is like doubling anything else. So she's going to be back. She will be back. And then I have a guest speaker from Atlanta, not saying names yet, but he'll be here soon. and we're gonna record, have fun, and then get that uploaded as well. So that's the quick updates. Then now recapping, which I just mentioned, going through the phase of the months of 4 through 6 in babies. We talked about the development. We talked about sleep regression. We talked about all the fun stuff. Today we're going to be talking about introducing solids, because this is around the time where parents start introducing solids. And mind you, it's introducing, not cold turkey, taking away formula or breast milk. It's just introducing, and I'll talk about it more later. Now, Nia's Corner. Now, let me tell you first, I talked about what you can learn from your baby. I think the last episode, if you haven't listened to it, go back, because now I just want to talk about really quickly babies' adaptability. Like, dude, so this past week, my wife was out of town for work, right? And so I was kind of nervous because I told y'all last week she was going through a sleep regression, right? And so when she was going through the sleep regression, I was kind of nervous because, parents who have older babies know, like, especially if you have a breastfeeding wife, or Nia's her mom, whatever. But like, if you have that, that's the easiest way to get your baby to go back to sleep. Like, if it's whatever time, like, that just soothes them, right? And so we actually were out of town for a couple of days and over the weekend. And so like Saturday we came back and we were like, okay, I have to start going in there if she needs it, because like, dude, if it's during the weekend, it's 2-3 a.m. and I'm like freaking out because she can't sleep. Ooh, that would have been just very, very tough. So I tried Saturday, tried Sunday before Happy left, and it was okay. Like, it was fine. She actually started sleeping a little bit better. But then, this is all about adaptability. Monday night, Happy leaves around 4, 5, 6 p.m. And then that night I put her down, and I was kind of like half awake all night because I'm nervous, obviously. Like, I'm like, like, I hope she doesn't wake up. If she does, I gotta run. I gotta warm up a bottle as quick as I can, get in there before she really starts crying, and then lay down with her and then give her a bottle, or like put her on the couch and give her a bottle. So she actually sleeps until like 6:30. 6:30. I was like, oh snap. I mean, it was amazing. So that was the first night. And then what I did was she still woke up, and she wasn't like super, super like fussy. So I just came, warmed up the bottle, and then I went back to the room and I let her lay on the bed, and I laid with her, and she just fell back asleep. And so the nanny came at like 8 a.m. and just sat with her until she woke up again, which she didn't wake up until 8:30. That was awesome. So second night, basically the same thing. She woke up a little bit early. It was like 5:45, 6, but didn't wake up again until 8:30 again. And then, so that was Tuesday, Wednesday, then Thursday, she again, 6:15. And one of the things I want to talk about with adaptability was the entire 3 days, like, a full, 72 hours. She knows like the sign language for milk, and also like saying milk and knowing like if mom's around, I'm going to get milk. Dude, she did not say the word once. Milk, she didn't sign it. She didn't do anything. Like, she just knew mom's not here. I mean, dad ain't got the facilities for that, right? Like, he can't do that. And so she never asked. But I'm telling you, Happy walked into this house Thursday evening, walked in, Nia ran up to her, gave her a big hug, and like 30 seconds passed and she goes, milk? I was like, dude, you're a genius, but you adapted. Like, you were fine without having milk. You ate more food. Like, you ate all your food, solid foods, whatever. You ate, but like, you just adapted. You're a beast. You're so awesome. So like, yeah, that's the Nia's Corner, is like, this is after I recorded Babies Are Adaptable. She just shows and proves again, like, dude, you can give me whatever condition. I'm a survivor. I'm like that. And I'm like, dude, you are like that. So that was awesome. That's Nia's Corner. I have gone on way too long on an intro, so let's get into baby solids and whatnot, because I apologize, it's taking way too long. I'm kind of getting, I can see myself, so it's like weird, and I'm like, oh, dude, you kind of killing it in like your hair shit. Anyways, so as I just mentioned before, 6 months is kind of the typical, 4 to 6 months is kind of the typical age where parents start, introducing solids, right? You don't rush this. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to do it. 6 months was like our like start. We waited until 6 months, and actually Nia didn't even have any teeth. I know some babies might have teeth, might not. Nia didn't have any teeth, but we just went straight into, not straight into it, but like we started introducing solids, right? Don't have to rush this at all. Now, some important notes to see if your baby's ready for solids, right? Baby should be sitting up, right? So by 6 months ish, your baby starts sitting up on their own, right? They should be interested in food. Now, Nia, a lot of what we try to do, and I'm pointing over there because our dinner table's over there, but Nia started showing interest in food. She started, we always sat and like we sit together. Even if she's not eating, she'll just sit on her high chair and eat with like sit with us. And there's started to become a point where she was just like, give me that, right? Like, sorry for the people who are still on audio, like she would point at her the food, she'd point at herself, give me it, right? And so yeah, she started showing interest in the food that we were eating. And then the last thing is she needs to have, or he or she, your baby needs to have good neck and a head control, right? Your baby still can't be doing like all the things where, their neck goes down or their head goes down like randomly. They need to have very solid neck control, because if they're eating, they do this, they're going to, bad things can happen, right? And so, yeah, those are the very first parts. Like you understanding when your baby is ready for solids is very vital. Now, introducing solids, right? Slow and steady. As I said, you don't need first day like, oh, my favorite food's mac and cheese, so try mac and cheese. No, it should not go like that, right? You need to start slow and steady. There's kind of two different ways of, introducing food. We kind of did both, right? And so there's like kind of going purees route, which a puree is literally one ingredient and you just mash it up. Like we have a machine that just mashes up all the food and it's a puree. It's like a very liquidy solid form. So it would be anything like avocados or, dang, I'm losing anything, bananas, whatever. You could just mash it up, spin it up, and then even like freaking potatoes. You could do really anything as long as it can get into a pure form. That's fine, right? Or there's the baby-led weaning, which then we transitioned from purees. Like we started with purees, and then we moved into baby-led weaning. And baby-led weaning is really when you you are not making anything different for your baby. So like purees is different. You gotta like get one ingredient, mix it up, make it like very pure, and then give it to them. This is like whatever food you're eating, they eat too, right? Obviously, you might have to like make it smaller. Like if you're eating pasta or something, you gotta like cut up the pieces. You can't just give them like a whole rotini. They're gonna choke on it. But like just giving them whatever you're eating, but like in a form that they can eat it. You're not like doing anything new. And so we transitioned to that. Now, like Nia only eats whatever we eat. We don't like obviously she has like her own like kind of cookies and whatnot. But like we're thinking just like whatever we're eating, like if we're eating pesto that day, injera, like which is an Ethiopian food. She eats injera. Like she started eating food, which is also another Ethiopian food. But pasta, just all these things, she eat whatever we eat, even chicken. She'll eat chicken. Now we're talking about 6 months, so they can still eat that, but like in a different version, right? So that is baby-led weaning. It is, I think, I don't know if it's a new thing or not, but like it definitely helps understanding like, your baby kind of chooses when they eat, not choose when, if we're all eating together, she eats, but then now she is showing like, okay, I'm interested in the food. I'm going to eat it myself. So we also like let her eat. Sometimes we'll, if she only ate like one bite and is just not trying it or refusing it, we'll like try to give her like a fork or a spoon or something. So that is another part to it. But for the most part, she just kind of eats on her own. We just put like on a bowl or a plate or whatever and let her like eat on her own. Obviously there's going to be like her throwing it or whatnot. That comes with, having a baby. But for the most part, baby-led weaning is what we're doing now. And we love it. Like it just kind of makes it easier for you. You're not like trying to do anything special with the food, but also you you know, you're eating together, like you're eating together the same food. Because another thing that happens later is that Nia now wants whatever food we have. So I remember specifically, she was just like, whatever y'all have, I want that. I don't want whatever this puree is. Get that out of my face. I want, what is that? Give me that. And so we were just like, yes, ma'am. Like, let's just give her whatever we're eating. And it just kind of made it easier. So another thing to think through when you're starting and you're introducing foods is allergy awareness. So this is, obviously not a fun topic because, it's kind of scary, right? But I want to start off with the main allergen groups or main allergen foods are eggs, milk, and peanuts. So peanut butter, whatever. Those are like the three main things you want to check for. Now, with checking for allergies, you want to test it, right? But a testing is not just like, okay, here's one time, oh, you're good, we're chilling. Testing allergies goes like, you go through the day, like let's say sweet potatoes, we know has no reaction to. We'll give her sweet potatoes in the morning and at lunch for 3 days in a row, unless obviously your baby has any reaction. But for 3 days in a row, you give the same lunch and you give the same dinners and lunch, breakfast and dinners so that okay, this was the reason. And make sure it's single ingredient, right? So like if we're doing peanut butter, right? Peanut butter, it's going to be lunch. It's going to be, the only ingredient in this food. Literally, it's just peanut or peanut butter. We just give it to her. We gave her whatever she's used to, breakfast and dinner, like whatever we know she has no allergies to. And so you can pinpoint exactly if it is an allergy or not, right? Like if it's milk, if it's the eggs, if it's the peanuts, you will know this is an allergy or it's not an allergy. And so I bring this up because I know a lot of parents are not, I'm not going to say like much more worried. Like we're obviously worried, but me and Happy particularly don't have allergies, right? So we weren't like thinking, oh, okay, like Nia's just going to have a rant. Man, peanut butter is like one of my favorite foods. And I also to this day still drink milk straight out the glass. Like my brother thinks it's crazy, but I love milk. And the other thing was eggs. We eat eggs every day. So like the main allergens, we were just like kind of like, we eat that all the time. We hope, she doesn't have it and we weren't too stressed. But I've seen on like social media where parents won't give the food unless they're parked outside a hospital, ready to take them in case they have any kind of reaction, right? And so I don't want to say like it's not that serious because it can be, right? Like if your baby reacts, you've got to, hightail it to the hospital. But if you're, just know what you have. Like know if you have an allergy, you probably want to, be careful with that allergy, like that food, and be more mindful of it, right? And so I'm going to pause right here at 18:10. And we continue. Sorry, I had to put my laptop in the charger. We're good. Okay. Yeah, sorry. So back at 1901. All right. So some of the first foods that Nia had. All right. Now we've talked about, introducing slowly and, being aware of allergies. Now the first foods, easily the easiest thing you can start off with is fruits and veggies, right? Any kind of fruits and veggies. I remember when we transitioned from purees to baby-led weaning, we gave her like an avocado straight up, like when you cut it, just give her an avocado. Obviously not a crazy chunk, but like a small piece, like a spear, I think is what they call it. And so she just started eating it. And it was tough because she at first liked it. All of a sudden now she sees an avocado and she goes like this. Like, bro, she does not like avocados all of a sudden. So that's weird. But like, that's literally how baby-led weaning, we would just give it to her like that. But any fruits, blueberries. Now, when she's at 6 or 7 months, you want to like make sure you're cutting up the blueberries. But like blueberries were her number one. Grapes, she loved grapes. She loved oranges, bananas. Like she loved, those are the easiest things. We used to steam like broccoli and whatnot. Not used to, actually. We haven't done it in a while. But yeah, we used to eat, like do broccoli, carrot, like steamed carrots, like all these things, very easy. And all these things are also good as a puree too. The fruits, not as much, like blueberries you can, but like grapes is kind of weird to puree it. But when we started doing baby-led weaning, fruits and veggies is so easy. Like she could just hold it, eat it. It was very simple. something that people are not gonna expect. I feel like when I first learned that babies eat meats like that, protein, dog, when I learned that, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Dog, she was eating lamb chops. Like, she would have a lamb chop in her hand and just go to town. Like, and I know, like, one thing about a lamb chop is that, like, it's really good for her teething because she would just, like, be sucking on it really. Like, she didn't really eat. But, dude, she'd just be sitting. I mean, I remember this was like an easy 30 minutes. She'd just be gnawing on that lamb chop. Steak. She loves steak, bruh. And then nothing bone. Laptop still died on me. That was on me, but we continue. So the last thing I remember talking about, the protein that babies eat, which was pretty cool. Steak, bone marrow was something we did at the end. Bone marrow is pretty cool. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen bone marrow. I had not seen bone marrow before. Happy was like, oh, she's gonna start eating bone marrow, but it's like bones with like marrow in the middle, and so you just like stick it in the oven, like heat it for a few minutes, and then the middle you'd scoop out. So it was almost like a puree. She loved that. And so yeah, that was pretty cool. Lamb chops was her number one favorite. Which speaking of which, we gotta get back on that. The lamb chops. So a common question that I saw was, how much should babies eat at first? Right? Babies shouldn't be eating a lot. Right? This is introducing solids. Right now at this stage, you are trying to introduce as many foods as you can to your baby. Right? Like, you just, whatever it is, introduce it to them. Obviously, if you're doing the allergy thing, be very mindful of, like, just introduce a bunch. Breast milk or formula is still their primary nutrition. That's it. That's what keeps them actually full, is breast milk and formula. That's like, don't worry about anything else. Everything else is just like side. This is extra. It's nice to have cream on the top, but not the breast milk and formula. That's the main nutrition. So they'll eat a little bit, like they'll like be like, oh, this is cool or whatever, but that's not what the main thing is, right? So if you think, oh, they only ate like a bite, only 2 bites, especially at 6 months, don't even worry about it. Don't even think about it much at all, because it's just, this is normal. Like, at that age, which we notice now, but like at that age, even to this day now, she's like a year and 4 months, 3 months, 15 months, sorry. I know, I just didn't want to. Anyways, she still like eats pretty good now, and especially if what I talked about earlier, like if there's no happy, she'll eat more, but she can still go, like, for the most part, with just breast milk, which we don't do. She has like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but she could just have breast milk. So breast milk is just, again, as dads, nothing we can do about it. Like, we can't do that. Like, that's just one of the things. Basically the only thing we can't do as the primary caretaker. But yes, babies will eat, so don't worry about how much. They can eat a little bit, or maybe a lot, but they still are reliant on breast milk or formula. So another thing, baby refuses food. So I saw this question where babies are refusing food. That is fine. It is also okay. I think the statistic is babies will refuse food. Well, not refuse food, but like, you have to give babies the same food 15 different times in different ways. Now, that does sound like a lot. Like, I don't even know how to give your baby avocado 15 different ways, but like, just be creative with it. Maybe mix it in something else. But like, the statistic is like, don't quit. Like, for us right now, like with avocado, we're not gonna quit giving her avocado because once or twice she didn't want it. We're going to continue giving it to her like at least 15 times to make sure, okay, this is just something she doesn't like, right? So that's very important. If they're refusing food, it's okay. Just try something else, end the food session, but try again later. Try the same food, or mix it up, make it in a puree, or make it mix up with something. Like, just do something different for your baby to try it. Like, you won't know until later. Like, now she loves all fruits. At first she didn't want many fruits, like not a lot. So just keep trying and you'll see it'll come, right? And so the last thing I want to mention, this is a very big one, and it's not easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy to just trust your baby, right? This last point is just trust your baby, right? When they're eating, it's not easy at all, because babies, they just be doing some stuff, right? Like they just be putting the whole thing in their mouth, and then they like not choke themselves up, but they're figuring out how to chew, swallow, all the good stuff. So I say this because Happy was just basically petrified every time Nia would even like stop chewing for a second, be like like she was so like afraid. Okay, we gotta do something. Let's grab the food out of her mouth, do something. And like, not that I'm not afraid. Like I don't want her to choke, but like sometimes they just gotta figure it out. And I saw that like on social media before we started Solid, so I was just like, let her try it. And so far, every single time that she's even like had a tough time swallowing, whatever, she's figured it out. Either spit it out, got it down, like whatever happened, she's not needed help, right? And so trust your babies. Like they will, like it will be nerve wracking because I'm telling you, they just be doing some dumb stuff, but it's okay. This is how they learn, right? And this is how they figure out how to chew. And now Nia, I mean, she's chewing perfectly, right? Like now I'm not even too afraid. Obviously, we still make things, non-chokeable, but like making sure they're not a choking hazard. But like it's honestly like they'll figure it out. Just give them a chance, right? Don't do everything for them. Let them chew, and even if it gets stuck for a little bit, just let them feel it out. That they'll indicate like, okay, wait, I need help on this. So for the most part, I don't really help. I just let her do her thing, and I don't think I've ever had to help. Now Happy will step in a lot earlier than me, but for me, I'm just like, you got it, and I'll step in if I need to. And so this was the episode of Dad's Dialogues. Let me know in the comments if this is cool, like having this on video or whatever. Let me know what you think. Put any questions down below. Obviously, follow my Instagram at Dad's Dialogues. I really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is episode 17. As always, let's strive to be the best dads we can be. Peace out.